Hello, and welcome to the Sofa Talk podcast. I'm your co host, Aster.
I'm your co-host SeVen.
Let's talk it out and lounge it up. We appreciate you listening. This is episode 6, and the title of today's episode is, y'all know I'm about to sing, Work, Work, Work. Every time I want to say work, 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 I think of Rihanna. Shout out to her for that song. Today, we're going to talk about the 9 to 5. Shout out to Dolly Parton for that song too. That true song. That's right. Working. Ugh, y'all know I hate the jobs. Welcome back.
So, Aster,
Mm-hmm.
what is your thing with these jobs? What you hating the jobs? You don't got nothing good to say about the jobs. Like, what is your whole thing with employment? What is it?
Well, first off, y'all know if y'all listen to the debut of Sofa Talk, getting to know myself and SeVen, as well as the Sofa Talk podcast, getting to know what we were behind that, where we stand behind that. Y'all know during that introduction, when I introduced myself, I mentioned what I say, y'all. Fuck these jobs, and y'all heard it. I said it clearly and loud. Fuck these jobs, and I was waiting to record this episode and have this uploaded because I have a strong hate for the jobs. Yes, I know I shouldn't feel that way. Why? Because they give us money, right? They keep us employed. They keep our bills afloat. If you're making enough money, that's another story too. I'm saying they do keep things going and running and give you experience and wisdom and things like that. I just can't stand them. And not only me, guess who else can't stand them? I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. You all can't stand them either. Listen to this, y'all. And here's my proof. Last year we posted a meme on September 27th of 2024. And shout out to the creator of that meme. We didn't do that. That wasn't our work, our body of work. But there was somebody, we can't give credit to the person, we don't know who did it, but there was somebody who created a meme and was based on Set It Off. It was the I'm so tired of working, y'all, with the crying emoji. The engagement and feedback we received on TikTok was all we need to know that y'all feel the same way. Y'all tired of working too. Y'all are tired of working too. That's all we need to see was that. Y'all are tired of working too. And also too, there was another post that we created. This was our body of work that we did our little meme last year. It was talking about work, related to work, and it received a lot of views also. And just a few people commented. But this was posted on 10/18/2024. And again, TikTok, shout out to y'all. Y'all always show us love on there. Y'all gave us the most views on there. And this what the meme said. It said, "Dear employer, when I put my vacation or PTO hours in to request time off, I'm not asking you for permission to take those days off. I'm telling you I'm taking those days off. I earned those hours. Sincerely, your hardworking employee." You damn right. You damn right. So some of y'all knew what was going on with that too. Y'all put y'all PTO times in or whatever, and the supervisor gives you hell for that. That's another reason why I know that y'all don't like y'all jobs or are tired of your jobs. Another thing too, I'll get back to me. I'm getting to y'all first. When y'all call customer service representatives at the call center, right, y'all? When y'all call them at the call center or any type of service you need, customer service you need, aren't those representatives rude as fuck?
Yeah.
They're fucking rude as fuck. They hate their jobs.
Yeah.
Anybody answering phones, reception, customer service, anything, they're fucking rude as fuck now.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real. Am I right?
I had my encounter yesterday.
Yeah, your encounter yesterday. Do you think they like their job? Tell me that. Do you think they like their job?
Either they don't like their job or they're just busy or I don't know, or they got something going on at home. I don't know, but lately the customer service experience I have been receiving is just not polite. It's not kind. They don't want to help. They're, and then some people that, especially the ones that work from home, you can like hear the TV or maybe a child in the background. Or the one thing I hate is when you're talking to them and then they pause. And it's like, do you hear me talking to you or something like that? Like, hello? And then, yeah, I'm here. But it's like that whole, like, yeah. I don't know. Customer service has been bad
It's
lately.
bad.
It's just not the same as it used to be back in the day. You know, people took pride in their jobs
Thank you.
back then.
And professional.
Very
They were very
professional.
professional and kind on the phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely not the same
It's not the
anymore.
same. So that's how I know too that people hate their jobs.
For
It's just
sure,
it's
yeah.
just not Aster. It's everybody else. And there's some people who do like them. So that's a good point. So you know what, y'all? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna be real with y'all because I had so much passion and heat for this topic, but I am drawing a little bit of blank. I guess because there's so much that happened and there's so much to talk about.
Mhm.
So I'm drawing a little bit of blank here of why I do hate the jobs. But I know, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. So when I first graduated college with my undergraduate degree, I had received my first job. This was over 10 years ago, looking almost 20 years. Giving my age away, but y'all know it already. And then I remember, I had gotten terminated. I think I was there for maybe less than 90 days. I was in that probation period. But then the way they did it, they were tracking me. They had, bullet points of what I wasn't doing right instead of helping me to, do it right. Like, that made me have a different outlook on
It was
jobs.
like a setup.
It was like a setup.
Yeah.
That was the first job. I'm excited. Oh, I got my job, whatever. And then that job was a shitty ass job. And yeah. So I just felt they just kind of set me up to do that, like to fail. And then the way it was documented for me to get terminated, it was fucked up, y'all. It was fucked up. I'm gonna be real. It was fucked up. It wasn't professional. It was fucked up. I felt like they had something against me or a motive, obviously, against me. And I'm gonna say this, y'all, because like I said, I'm not giving a fuck. Because remember, I told y'all that is gonna be thrown out the window for this episode because I have so much heat for these fucking jobs out here. I'm gonna tell y'all, with that first job I'm talking about after I graduated college, that went with my degree. It was that Quasimodo looking bitch, that supervisor. And y'all know I told y'all the introduction. Y'all know I told y'all. In the debut Sofa Talk, I explained to y'all that I don't watch a lot of movies. Remember, y'all know I don't watch a lot of movies and things like that. And my people make fun of me and make jokes on me. And I never saw The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I never saw that movie, but I know who Quasimodo is. I'm very familiar with Quasimodo, and that supervisor looked just like Quasimodo. Ugly bitch. So fuck you. And I still don't like her. I know it's years gone, everything. I still don't like her because she's evil. So fuck you. Also too, I think with the jobs, mental health.
For sure.
You agree too, right?
Absolutely.
People are choosing mental health over jobs. People are quitting jobs without having a savings account.
Or even a backup
plan. Or thank you for that, a backup plan. They're quitting jobs because it's your mental health. I feel that the jobs nowadays are deteriorating people's mental health. And mine was too, my last job. Mine was too. It was deteriorating awful. I feel free that I'm gone from that place. But my mental health seriously deteriorated. So mental health and jobs, they don't go together. Some of it, they don't go. So another thing too that is like I have something to pick with jobs. My last job I was just at. What is going on with supervisors or directors or people in leadership that don't know what the fuck they're doing to lead a team?
Oh yeah.
I mean, is this the new norm that we're in now?
Because anybody's just getting a position nowadays and don't have no experience.
Thank you.
And the sad part about it is, the crazy part about it is like they're hiring people off of their education.
Yes,
right?
off of
degrees and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yes.
But would you rather have somebody that has done this line of work before, or somebody that's just fresh out of school that only knows the book part of maybe the job, but not really have the field experience also too? You know what I mean? I don't know what they be doing, and then those people, they end up quitting stuff like that because the people that they're coming in to manage or supervise, they're looking at them like, you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You have no idea.
Exactly.
And you're coming in as an authority figure pretty much, and it's like, the staff is looking like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? You have no experience.
It's a fucking shit show you're running.
So it's kind of like, people got to stop hiring off of education and go off of some experience. Somebody that can get the job done, somebody that can lead or that's familiar with the line of duty. Like that shit baffles me, man. That's it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
I never heard of such. And the last job I was at, that was a job from hell. And it wasn't too bad. Like I said, my workload wasn't too bad. I like working in smaller settings, more intimate settings. I'm not like a big corporate girly, or I like working in small small company jobs with not too many people. This is my personality, fits well with that. So it wasn't too bad. It was just the fact that management and leadership didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and I was doing their fucking job along the way. That's why it was time to cut, and get the fuck out of there. The fuck out of there. Excuse my language.
I'm happy you did. I'm happy you
Thank
did.
you so much. I feel free.
Congratulations.
I feel free. Thank you so much. I feel so free. I have other things to work on. I got some new things I'm doing. But I feel good. I feel free. But that's my whole thing with jobs. Am I missing anything? Because you know me well. When I complain about the jobs or vent, I'm not gonna say complain, vent about the jobs. Is there anything that I missed out a little bit? I feel like like I said, y'all, I'm drawing blanks, and I had so much to say, y'all.
I know.
I had so much to say.
I know one thing. I feel like with me, like my experience, I've been in the medical field for a long time, and I've kind of done a little bit of other things too. But my main career choice was healthcare and stuff like that. And I remember a job that I had at one time, and I actually had to pull up my supervisor, and I had to tell my supervisor, like, if I'm lacking in certain areas, please address it so I can fix it. And one time I want to say it was probably definitely maybe after my 90-day probation, probably maybe 6 months into the job or whatever, I got called into the office, and it was like a group of higher ups in there, whatever. And I don't want to say I felt attacked, but I was definitely bothered the way I was addressed. And they had asked me, like, so is everything okay at home? Are you going through anything? And I'm like, what does this have to do with, like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
And to find out I had some errors in some of the work that I was doing, documentation or whatever. And the first thing they went to was, are you having problems at home? And one of the errors I had, I actually did it about 2 or 3 times, which was kind of serious because it had to do with medication. Correct?
Okay.
And which is very serious.
Yes.
And I said, why didn't y'all say something the first time? Why would y'all wait till up to 3 times of me making the same mistake if I didn't catch it? And mind you, we're on camera. There's somebody else there in the room with us while we're administrating. Why in the fuck
did it take 3?
Did it take 3 incidents for this to happen for y'all to call me in, and then y'all set me down like some type of fucking intervention?
Yes.
Man, I was offended, and when I walked out of that office that day, I got in my car and I thought, like, this might be it. I might just be done. Because one thing about me, I don't got a problem walking off a job. I've done it before. I've been a lot more cautious now because I'm a parent now and I have more responsibility. So I don't, I make sure I got something lined up or whatever before if I have to. But it taught me a lot about, I had to put my grown man pants on, and I didn't go jump into the younger version of me, because the younger version of me was said, fuck this, I'm out. And then I had to think about, okay, how the business are, how these people are, this is how they do. I'm kind of new in this field that I was at. It was some experience, but I was new to that type of field of work. And I was like, okay, let me try to make sense of this. So then I said, you know what, I'll go ahead and dress my actual manager, and I'll say to her, you know what, from now on, just so we can have an understanding, because I'm the type of person, if something's wrong, or let me know
the first time,
get me in order, let me know, hey, you did this, but if you do it this way, this, whatever. Don't wait to the end, because sometimes you wait to the end, somebody can lose their job when something could have been fixed right there in the beginning. And so the same thing you said, like, you felt like it was a setup. I kind of felt like it was kind of the same thing too. Like, what the hell is this? And I try not to be one of them type of people like, oh, they're picking on me, or something personal, or a race thing. I try to think bigger than that. But I definitely advocated for myself and let it be known, like, I've been in this field for a long time. I have a decent amount of experience, but if I'm lacking in any area, please let me know so I can work on it. And honestly, after that discussion, me and my supervisor had a way better work relationship. And I think even made her feel even more comfortable with, and feel like she's like, what's it called when your supervisor's like over when they're overlooking you, like constantly on your back while you're working? What's that
like
called?
Micromanaging
and all that. And so after me and her kind of had that type of conversation and got a better understanding, it wasn't like micromanaged. Like it could just be like a simple text. You could text me or email me like, hey, da 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 da. Okay, cool. I'll take care of it. And it just built a better relationship versus like people smiling in your face and you're fucking up on the job. And nobody's not saying nothing. And then one day you come to work all happy, and then it's like, we need to see you in the office.
Like what I do.
Yeah, and you sit around like, what did I do? You know, everybody's smiling, everything seems good. And so after that, me and her had a way better supervisor and employee relationship, and it carried. And I actually stayed at that job a little bit over 3 years.
Okay.
And I grew in the company, and I had got 2 or 3 raises actually, and all of that. But I say this to say that, like I said, that was in the beginning. But I also felt like if I didn't advocate for myself, I probably wouldn't even lasted there, or I would have just ended up walking off if I didn't think about, let me think maturely and not immaturely. You know, let me kind of think the way they're thinking. Let me kind of step into, because I'm a reader. You know, I can kind of read stuff and pick up on energies and stuff like that. So after that, I was kind of like, so this is how they run things. This is how they do it.
Yeah.
So let me start over checking my work.
That's right.
Or pull somebody in just to double, you know, just to observe, like, you know, you see the same thing I'm seeing or something like that. And then I felt like I actually built more character for myself, and then I just got a better understanding, and it turned out to be a good position after all. But that was one of those type of situations also too.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because I want to mention this to the sofa talkers out there, or the audience or listeners. Also too, you see what they did to my homie SeVen there. So and myself too also, when they do things like that, when the employers do that, or leadership does that, or your supervisor does that, it gives you a sense of, sometimes your confidence at work could be low. Like you won't believe in yourself when things like that arise. Am I correct? Like your confidence could be impacted. You know what I'm saying? Or if you know you're right on something, like my last fucking job I was just at, I was right on some shit because they didn't fucking know what they was doing over there, and I knew more shit than they did. They fucking try to second guess what I'm saying, which is right, but they was really wrong. You know what I'm saying? So then that plays on your confidence. I don't know if y'all dealing with the same thing too, but that shit fucks with your head up and your confidence. When you know you the shit, you know you're doing your shit, you know you got it going on, and you know your shit. Or then you have a supervisor that don't know shit, make you feel like you don't know shit, or you're not shit. I don't know if y'all going through that too, but I want to highlight that too.
Absolutely.
And I know SeVen mentioned before, this was a good topic him and I had off of the podcast, feeling guilty about calling off work.
Oh,
are y'all dealing with that?
Yeah,
like
that's one of my things. I mean, I constantly, and a lot of the times, honestly, I'm the version of me now. I used to never give a fuck about calling off of work. I would lie, something happened, this and that, blah blah blah. But now when I do call off of work, it is because something's going on.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
It could be a kid sick, it could be a family emergency, or even something going on with me or whatever. And honestly, people shouldn't have to feel guilty when they take off of work.
Absolutely not.
And I don't know what it is with me, but this job that I'm currently at, which I'm grateful for, and I'm thankful for, and all of that. And I like it. It has its ups and downs, but it's probably been my best job today, I'll say. And when I do call out, I just have some type of guilt, and I'm actually not calling out for no bullshit.
Yes,
that's the thing.
Yes.
Like sometimes, if back in the day, I know I'll call off for some bullshit, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have did, but whatever. But now, and laugh it off. But now, like the whole day that I'm off, I'm thinking like, damn, I should have just went to work, or I feel bad, or I don't want them to be upset, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I put a lot of pressure on myself about that. And I've earned my PTO. I have my time. I have my hours. I have my days. So I shouldn't have to feel bad. And at the end of the day, guys, we are human beings. Shit does happen.
Yep.
Shit does
happen. Call off if
you
have to.
And see, I think what makes it a little bit more difficult for me, I will say this without telling too much information.
Please.
At my current job, guys, I am the only staff. I pretty much work for myself. And there's nobody else there. And it's a blessing, wonderful job, good benefits, good money, and all that. But I am actually the only staff. So I think that's why I feel bad, because when I do have to call out, because the line of duty that I do work, somebody else that's actually not an actual employee has to step in, like a family member or something like that, has to step in to cover my day. And that's just, that's not going too deep into, what I do or, anything like that. But you guys probably can pick up on it. As I said, I've been in healthcare.
Yes.
So you guys can kind of make sense of that. And I think that's the thing that makes me feel some type of way, because it's my job, but I'm a human being. And of course, they only picked one person to work, but it's just like, it's one of those things I do put that pressure on myself. Now, if there was like another staff member or maybe one or two, then I wouldn't feel bad, because I'm like, we all could switch off, or because I had a job, my last job before this one, it was amazing. Like, you called off, we had PR and people that was willing to take hours, or we could switch shifts, with all that stuff, and it would work smoothly. It wouldn't be carried against you. As long as you had, well, for one, we accumulated like 8 hours of pay period, guys.
Shoot.
So that's 16 hours a month. And then if we get paid 3 times, that's what's that, 24 or 22 or something like that? I'm bad with math. 24 hours in a month when you got that third cycle of the month.
Oh my goodness.
So we would rack in, and it would just work perfectly. And I will say this, nobody got fired for attendance at that place.
See?
Nobody, because we always had staff, we had PRN, people was willing to switch shifts, because there was a total of 3 shifts. So it just always worked out. And so I think that's why now I think I put that little bit more pressure on myself now, because it's only me Monday through Friday. But I'm grateful. I've had my ups and downs with jobs too. When I was younger, I definitely job hopped. I've walked off on some on my lunch break. I remember, I will tell you guys this. One time I was working at, I want to say this about definitely over a decade ago. I was working at Citibank. And it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. I tried it. I was entering fatherhood at the time, so it was like a new opportunity for me, and some growth or whatever. But it just didn't. It wasn't my thing.
There's nothing
the
wrong
call
with that.
center, and it was just too many different energies, too much noise, and I just couldn't focus. I couldn't hold it together. And one day I was just like on my lunch break, and I packed all my shit up, and it was lunch break time, cleared my desk. I rolled out, never looked back. I was out. But yeah, so I've had my fair shares. I've been fired before. But I will say, as I've gotten older, I do kind of value my jobs more because of my responsibilities. And it's really hard to find jobs these days. It's hard to find good paying jobs. Me and Aster kind of go back and forth on it. She's, one of those type of people that, she'll step out on faith, she'll figure it out. And I'm the ones that's kind of like standing back, like, I don't know if I jump, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, you know what I mean? And that's the difference between her and I. But it kind of also works, because what may not work for me may work for her, vice versa, or whatever. And we still encourage each other. And it actually works out. It really does. But I don't think I've hated a particular job. I just didn't like it. I don't mind working. I've been working since I was 15. But what I've also have learned at this grown age too, I'm not going to do any job where I'm not valued.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Or appreciate
They're not valuing their employees either.
And I think that's why a lot of people also too. People are,
thank you for saying that,
overworked and underpaid.
That too.
And what's even more upsetting, especially like people that may have been at the company for a long time and worked their asses off. This could be be McDonald's, wherever. And somebody comes in.
Yes.
And they're making way more money than you.
Yes.
Maybe younger than you, may have less experience than you. And how does that make you feel? Like, I've been here saying, hey, I've been here 5-6 years, and then somebody comes in and they're making, all that type of stuff, plays on people. And we're human beings. We all got feelings. We all got bills. We're all out here in this world trying to make it.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely frustrating. And I can see where it has affected a lot of people's mental health, because it's like, okay, I'm here, I'm busting my ass. And you're overworked, underpaid. But I think what also can be affecting people's mental health is too, because people have been working since the beginning of time, right?
Yes.
regardless if you was on a farm or slave, some type of form of work, whatever, it was putting in work.
Yep.
And I think what's also affecting people is that they're working hard, and with the cost of living being so high,
thank you for saying,
it's making them not also value their job too. Because it's feeling like,
thank you for that.
I'm doing all this hard work, but I can't afford this shit. You know what I mean? I'm doing all this hard work, but I can't afford this shit. So it is affecting, and it may not be the job, because a lot of us, we chose our job. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. Some of us went to school for our jobs. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is not necessarily the job. Some of it is just life also too. And then job does play in it also too. It just depends where you are mentally and emotionally. And there has been, and I do believe that jobs do affect the mental health.
They do.
People.
They do.
All types of ways. You work really hard, you work doubles, extra hours, overtime, all that. And then you think about it, you put all that in, they eat it up in taxes, you don't see it.
That too.
So all that put effect, and it's like, what am I doing all this work for? So it kind of plays in both ways. But I can see how just the outside life of your job can also, and then you bring it in the outside world, and then you have to come to work, and then you're focusing, because we're all at work so we can make money to survive and do things and have things, purchase things, whatever. And it's like, damn, I'm doing all this work, I'm busting my ass,
but you feel like you're not getting nowhere.
I can't, treat myself to a meal, or I can't fill my gas tank up, or I can't put groceries in my house, or I have to.
That's a good point.
Rob Peter to pay Paul. I have to choose to pay the car note or pay the rent. So I see where it's coming in, where it's making people, and I see why there's a lot of content creators now. I see why people are creating podcasts. I see why people are starting their own businesses, because it's just what's going on. People need money.
It's never enough. And they said one job is not cutting it too much either.
It's not.
That's what they're saying. One job isn't cutting it. It's not cutting. I'm so glad he highlighted those things. Oh my God, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I
kind of feel like we went a little bit in and out of it, but it all kind of relates to the same guy. It all kind of goes together.
It all goes together.
And kudos to y'all people that have been on y'all jobs for a long time, love y'all jobs, plan on retiring from your jobs. Right. That's amazing. We're not knocking anybody that has a job, work for somebody, or a business owner, whatever works for you.
Just consider yourself lucky that you're able to have that.
Yeah.
Because some of us are not.
Yeah,
so
some
just
people
consider
aren't.
yourself lucky.
Some people aren't. So to have a job, even though we say fuck them jobs, we hate our jobs, but to have one in today's economy,
like it.
Or some form of finances coming in, hey, it is what it is. Whatever works for you. However you get your money, whatever works for you. But I don't want people to feel, beat down because they are working. That there might be a person that's not working, that's thriving more, because I see that all the time too. People post like on Facebook or certain, what do you call them? Social medias, and they're saying like, I make $25 an hour and I'm struggling, but I see somebody that don't work. They on their way to Miami, or they got a new car sitting outside. And
that's
so
just how it goes.
That makes people feel bad that are actually working and that are working hard. And it's nobody's business how people afford their living, how they get their materialistic things, or whatever the case may be. That's nobody's business. But it does put an effect on people that are out there busting their ass and that are working, and they're figuring out, how the hell is this person making it? And
I'm sitting here.
I actually have a decent pay.
Yes.
And I can't do that. So it's frustrating. It is frustrating.
It is. And I kind of feel like it's not fair also. I'm going to be real with you on that. I feel like it's not fair. I also want to say too, here's a good takeaway with this too. We talked about the customer service representatives early, right? And people going to work unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave that at the door. Leave that in the car. Leave that at home before you start your job.
Absolutely.
Don't bring that energy to your workplace.
Absolutely.
Or if you're feeling some kind of way, tell your coworker, your supervisor, whoever, you know what, this is not me today. I'm kind of feeling not good. My energy's off. And then we know how to, back off from you. Just kind of be, keep it real, because your negative energy, your misery can transfer on to the next person.
Yep.
Like a wildfire. So just please be professional and keep your personal problems that you're going through in the car or at home. However you get to work.
And that's something that I learned
Please.
a long, long time ago. Because, like I said, guys, I've worked in healthcare probably since I was 18 or 19, and I'm 37 now. So I've got almost 20 years into it. And what I've learned was your patients or clients or whatever, they can pick up on your energy because remember, they see you 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, so they see you just about 40 hours a week. And they know when you're happy and they know when you're sad or they know when you're upset and they can pick up on that. And one thing I never wanted to do was to go into work to patients or clients that were looking forward to seeing me and I'm not smiling or I'm not have a good energy or I'm not nice to them like I'm normally nice to them because of what I'm dealing with at home or what I may be going through. So that's something that I always learn. And you know what, guys? This also helps too. And I don't want to get off the topic, but this is something that also helps too. Me and Aster, we do this, and I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Either I'll leave my home early to get to work early. Some of you guys may not be spiritual, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I am. And so what I do is every Monday I do a prayer for the week. Okay. That's one of my things that helps also too, especially on a Monday morning. I feel like because it just kind of gets you in a groove, open your mind, you're like, oh my God, we got another week. We have to mentally prepare. Another thing is leaving early so you can enjoy your car ride. You can listen to music that you want to hear to kind of get your energy up. Or if there's certain radio stations where, they're talking and you can listen to certain things or whatever. And then also too, and that kind of just preps you and gets you in the mood before you get to work.
Yes,
and
thank you for that.
Or just sitting in your car. Sit in your car for a little bit before you go in, gather yourself or whatever, kind of turn everything off, gather yourself. And then another thing I do also too, because say, hey, what if you had a hectic day at work and it was bad as bad and you're coming home to your, boyfriend, girlfriend, or children, or husband, wife, fiance, whatever you have, children, whatever. And you don't want to bring that into the house because once again, that's another set of people that's waiting to see you or happy to see you. So something I do as soon as I pull up in the driveway or the parking lot, sit in the car about 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Decompress.
Turn work off. Might have to, hear a song or something like that, get your energy back up because you're about to walk into another situation.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I feel like that kind of also helps too. And I think people are battling with taking everything to work, which affects their mental health. Then they also think it's their job because maybe what something's going to, may not even be the work. It just may be you, what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Personally. So it's whatever, whatever works for you, whatever. But those are just some things that also kind of help also too, guys, especially those that are struggling to get to work. And then, because I'm one of the type of people, once I get there, then I'm good. It's like the dragging my feet to get there. But once I get there and I get in my groove, it's like, I'm glad I'm actually here.
Yes.
But there are mornings where I wake up and I'm like, damn, I should call off, or I'm dragging my feet or whatever and all that stuff like that. But those little things like that too, guys, also kind of help start your work day or your work week. It's kind of taking in that time for you and getting your energy up. It could be music. It can be, hey, you sit in your car, drink your coffee or tea or whatever have you. Maybe just quiet, meditate for a couple minutes before you walk in. I prefer music. And like I say, I do my weekly prayer on Mondays just to prepare for the week. Because sometimes you might get busy and because like I said, and this is no offense to anybody that's not spiritual, but sometimes we get so busy in our week, we forget to pray, even though it could just take a couple seconds or a couple minutes or whatever, however long you decide to pray or whatever. But sometimes we forget, then we'll start to feel guilty. So that's why that was the thing that I dedicate to myself. I'll definitely start my week off with that. And it just kind of, for me, it prepares for that week and what I'm praying for. And, and that helps build up my strength to believe that something good or positive things are going to happen during this whole entire week, and including work and whatever happens after work and, everything else in everyday life. So those are some couple things that, kind of help with that whole work, situation also too, especially you guys are dragging your feet. And I know a lot of us are, we don't got no choice, unless we got other stuff going on or we, run into money or we was born into wealth. But
Lotto, come on, Lotto.
But other than that, we some form of working we have to do, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, building your strength up to get there. And, I'm not telling people to up and quit their jobs, but I will say this, if I'm the type of person that believes in, if it's not bringing you peace,
Thank
if it's not
you.
bringing you happiness,
Thank you.
if it's not bringing you respect, if it's not giving you what you desire or need as a person, let it go.
Yep.
Let it go.
Let it
Because
go.
there's always something better.
Yep.
And you don't allow nobody to mistreat you or what's another good word? Like where you're not valued at the job. Like just feeling overlooked, not valued, mistreated, all of that, especially if you're a person that take pride in your job and you work hard. Do not tolerate that, people. Always advocate for yourself. Do it with decency and respect, so you don't, but you got to let people know. People, you guys got to be firm, because if you don't speak up or say anything, the jobs will walk over top of you and mistreat you.
They did to me.
Yeah. And remember this, guys.
They fucking did it to me.
Remember this. You could die today or tomorrow and your position's going to be up.
Yep. Remember
Post it up for somebody else.
So when we put all these years that we have invested in with the company or what have you, they could terminate any day. Just remember that too. This is some takeaways. Another takeaway. They could let you go. Remember, they could let us go at any point, no matter what your tenure, how long you've been there. Yep. They can let you go.
Absolutely.
So just ease it up a little bit on yourselves. Please do. I've learned that. Yep. So ease it up.
So that's why it's important. If you got to take that day, if you got to take a mental health day, if you have a family emergency, whatever the case may be, it'll all work out. But take that time for yourself. Do what y'all have to do. And make sure that you valued and respected at the job.
And stand up for yourself. Like
always stand up.
Stand up for yourself. And you can do it in a respectful way. Sometimes you might got to get out of character. I've done it recently. I've gotten out of character a little bit. Sometimes you might have to.
But you notice it changed, right? Yeah. Once you kind of spoke up a little bit, it kind of changed that whole dynamic at the workplace, didn't it?
Yep. It did. So do that. Because, I'm the nice one or whatever, a little passive. But, once you start speaking up for yourself, whether you do through email, voice communication, video phone call, stand up for yourself, in-person meetings, things like that. Stand up for yourself. Just stand up for yourself. Yep. Stand up for yourself. And have a good support system behind you.
Also, yeah, for sure.
To talk to, to vent. Feels good. So I don't know if y'all seen on the social media channels. I had asked a series of questions, like 9 questions, that we wanted to get feedback from you all. And I'm sorry we might have did it on the last minute. I'm sorry, my apologies. We know better next time. We can't do our own poll right now or do a survey for you all. So we decided just to ask a series of questions and just, I guess you all would put the feedback or type it to us. But we didn't receive no feedback yet from y'all or at all. So
where y'all at?
Yeah, where y'all at?
Come on.
It's a little homework assignment. But I'm sure.
Talk to us. Let us know. Yeah, let us know what you guys think.
What's going on, y'all? So what SeVen and I are going to do here, we're just going to ask the questions that we asked you all during that little video that we did. We wanted to get engagement from you all to see, have you all experienced that, or are you going through that? So SeVen and I are going to talk. We'll ask the question, and it's going to be directed to you all too. But SeVen and I will talk amongst ourselves too to see how we experience these situations, these 9 questions. So.
Yeah, we got 9, guys.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Are you happy at your job? And do you like your job? If so, how many jobs did it take you to work at until you found the job that is the one, or your dream job?
Ponder that question there. Get your thoughts ready for that. For me, I'm going to answer that. I'm going to say no. You already know the answer. I'm going to say no.
That's fair. So I don't have my dream job. I do have my dream pay.
Okay, I
feel
like
I've worked I've worked my way up.
Okay.
And I'm finally at a place where I'm a little comfortable. I'm comfortable. So I will say that. I do in the future plan on doing something else, but right now this is working out for me. But it's not the dream job, but it's a great job, great opportunity, and it is taking care of me and my family.
Okay, I like his answer.
All right, guys. Question number 2: are you a job hopper?
I'll answer that. I'm a proud job hopper, baby. And I've known other people who job hop too. Let me say something on that too. Being a job hopper, they consider that bad. I guess there's not stability. You can up and leave the job. They say it costs more money to hire. To hire a new employee for training and everything. if they don't have an employee that stays with the company or is committed with the company. But guess what? Nobody's obligated to be with the company, especially if the company runs like a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, employers. You're running like a shit show. Nobody has to stay with you. You can find somebody that has 10 years of experience at one job. They come to your job, they quit within a month. You can't rely on that. So you can't. I've seen it happen at my recent job and other jobs. I've seen it happen. I'm a job hopper. I come across people, the Gen Zs too, some millennials and Gen Zs. They're also job hoppers and they're proud job hoppers because people are not putting up shit with these jobs anymore.
Oh yeah, millennials are definitely job
hoppers. And the Gen Zs are also too.
For sure.
Because they're not putting up with shit anymore. So employers, it's time to get used to what's going on with the job hoppers. Get used to it. And let me make another note about that. Here, my passion's coming out a little bit. I'm talking fast and I'm talking with a different tone. Job hopping isn't necessarily bad because people are finding what works for them to get to that actual dream job, as we mentioned, or the job that is the one. So job hopping is not necessarily bad. Also, too, I personally feel that when a person's at a job for a certain amount of years, they're not learning and growing. That's my opinion. They're stuck in one job. So if they were to go to another job, they only know one type of job. I feel when you job hop, there's benefits behind it. You have a sense of exploration. You are not really stagnant. You are open to new opportunities that may come your way. So I think there is benefits. You could take what you learn and bring it to the next job and maybe help that job out or their department out that are lacking in certain areas because you might have some expertise and knowledge to help them. So job hopping to me isn't necessarily bad as people make it seem. I'm sorry. And you have transferable skills that can go for the job.
I had a good friend. I have a good friend actually that told me, and this was probably about 20 years ago. She had got me a job at a bank. And what she told me to say in my interview is, I forgot what the question was. It was a question. Me and her went over the questions together, whatever. And she said, when they ask you this question, tell them that you're looking for the next best opportunity. And so that's what I pretty much say when I used to go into interviews. Yeah, I'm looking for my next best opportunity. That's why I'm here. If an opportunity presents itself, if it's if it's good,
more money,
if it's going to put me in a better position, I'm going to go for it.
Exactly. If you can grow professionally.
So I personally use that. I want to say I started working at the age of 15. I want to say maybe by the time I was 26, 27, that's when my job hopping days slowed down. But I've always had a job. Like I've never not been unemployed over 30 days.
Oh, that's good because I've been unemployed a couple times.
Yeah, like I might have been on unemployment or some shit like that, but I've never literally have been without a fucking job.
I have to clap for
since
him.
I was 15. But I would hop them if I didn't like them. I would leave and all that. But then, like I said, guys, once I started my family, that's when I was
had a man up.
Had a man up. Got to take it serious because now I don't. It's not only me I have to worry about. It's somebody else. Yep. So I want to say maybe the last 10, 11, 12 years of my life, I've probably
has steady employment.
I want to say around 2009, early 10. I worked at two jobs at the same time, 4 years altogether. I gave them 4 years, and then everything else behind that's kind of been like 2 here, 3 here, 1, whatever. But I've put time in, but I haven't been like every 6 months I'm in a new place.
That's
so I think I did pretty. My last, like I said, my last current job was 3 years, and if this never presented itself to me, I probably would still been there today. And when was that? I started there 2019. I left in 23. So that would have been 6 years now.
Goodness.
If this situation did present itself. But this was all too well, and I'm 3 years in here now. So obviously, like I said, it was a good opportunity. I was looking for the best, the best next opportunity, and it knocked on my door. And
yes, it did.
I had to move on. All right, guys. Let's see. Question number 3. Do you get the Sunday scaries with the thought of just thinking about work on Monday? Do you really enjoy your weekends off without thinking about your job?
Good question. That's a very good question. How many of you all out there are going through this where you can't even enjoy your today, Saturday, or what have you, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Well,
how many of y'all are going through
Sunday, it sucks because I work on Fridays, but I get off at 6. But I literally feel like Friday and Saturday, that's it. And then Sunday, it's like you are mentally preparing. So Sunday's like your rest day and whatever you got to do around the house, or if you got to do something with the family. But I try to divide it all up between the Friday and Saturday. Unfortunately, me time, friend time, family time, you know, relationship time, father time within those 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday is like mentally preparing for Monday, pepping myself up, you know, getting ready for the new week to come. So I definitely can say that I definitely get the Sunday scaries for sure. Yeah.
I knew a couple jobs back in the day, I would get it where I couldn't even leave work at work. I would take it to home with me probably 7 days of the week, even on the weekends. And that should be a time where I should enjoy it, but I really wasn't, because I was thinking about the job with certain jobs that I had, because I'm a job hopper. So I gotten better though as time went on. I didn't let it get to me as much. I tried to separate it, but I was part of the Sunday Scaries crew also. And I couldn't even enjoy my weekend. So it's sad.
You know, I think it's different for people that work on weekends. They may not get the Sunday
scaries.
That's
a good point.
Because
that's a good point.
I didn't start getting the Sunday scaries until I had a Monday through Friday job.
Wow.
Because for the longest, I used to work weekends. I would work weekends. Like my last job was, and which wasn't so bad because I worked Sunday through Thursday. So I would have all day Friday off, all day Saturday off, right? And then I will only work 7 to 3 on Sunday. So then it was like, okay, I still got the rest of Sunday evening. So that wasn't bad. But I remember back in the day where I had to work 2 12-hour shifts, 7 to 7 on Saturday and Sunday, and might have got Monday or Tuesday off. You know what I mean? So back then I wasn't like, oh, I have the Sunday scaries. But now that I have a job where Monday through Friday, it's like, well, damn, I really just got Friday evening all day Saturday, you know? I don't know why it was exciting to still, you know, work Sunday morning and still have Sunday evening off, because it seemed like first shift always went quick. And it's like, well, I still got the rest of the day to chill, do whatever. And then Monday through Thursday goes quick. It's like Thursday night, that's it. Friday, you got all day Friday, all day Saturday.
But then, like, here's a good question, though, with that. So before we continue. So, like, for instance, like, say if you were to hang out Saturday and then you got to go to work at 7 on Sunday, was that a fucking doozy?
It wasn't, because first of all, because of the job was laid back.
Okay, I'm just trying to see.
It was house setting, so that wasn't bad. And like I said, it went quick. It went so quick. And I think also too, because I liked the job, it didn't really matter either.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's one thing when you don't like the job, you don't fuck with the job, you're just doing it. But I actually liked it.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And then I worked with like people that I was cool with. So it just made the whole work thing on a Sunday morning not bad at all.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Okay. Question number 4. Did you open your own business because you weren't happy working for other people? Do you like working for yourself? Is it challenging being a business owner? Or would you choose to be your own boss rather than work for someone else again, no matter what the challenge is?
Good question. So I did open a business. The business is going very slow right now. My business is like based on commission. So I have to kind of make a sale in order to, and I have to market myself. I have to go harder. I blame myself for this. I can be going harder on it because I hate working for people. So this was my other alternative. Been in business for over a year now. I need to go harder. I had a financial setback right now, so I'm trying to do other things to get money to supplement the income I lost from my other job I just left. But the only thing that was challenging is just, I guess, not having the steady paycheck. Remember, it's commission based, you know. But once I get my feet wet, you know, once business starts picking up, my name is out there, you know, I get more confidence to run the business and things like that. I think it will be okay. I'm going to take whatever challenge. I'm multitasking. I'm detail oriented. I stay on top of my communication, my documentation. I'm very thorough. I make things easy to explain to people who I come in contact with. Also, if you can tell by my voice when I'm not pissed off, I'm very warm and welcoming, and I'm very open individual. So I think, honestly, even with the business, and when it picks up and does very well, because we're going to put that in the atmosphere and we're going to put that in the air, we're going to claim it. I don't think I will ever want to work for another motherfucker ever fucking again. For real. And that's for real. So I'll take whatever comes along the way, so I don't have to work for nobody fucking else again. Because the thought of me having to work another job for somebody just makes me want to cry, y'all. And my face right now is in utter disgust because I cannot stand the jobs.
For me, I don't mind working 9 to 5. long as the job fits me and the money fits me and the vibe is right, everything else like management, whatever, I'm okay working for somebody. I have been in the thought process of starting a business. You're aware of it, Aster, and
That I am.
you support it. Been helping me, give me a lot of information, and so she's been very, very helpful for me. That's something I'm working on. Because once again, starting a business, that's also money too, and that comes out of your pocket. So it's like that's one of the things that I'm working on. But I once this business that I plan on going into, I probably won't have to work for nobody else again also either, unless I wanted to. So I'm taking my time on that. I'm giving myself a little bit time to work on that because I got other things I'm working on, other goals and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, honestly, if I leave my current job that I'm at now, it's to go into the field that is in the same field as the business that I would have. So that's what the only reason why I would leave my current job, because other than that, I have no reason to leave where I'm at right now. I'm in a good position there and things are good. So I really don't have no reason to leave. But if an opportunity at a company that's in a similar field to my business that will help me also grow and I can learn a little bit more also too, and just kind of get my feet wet, that would be the only way I would leave my current job. But I don't plan on leaving my current job until officially I do my business.
Okay.
And I hope they plan on keeping me also too.
Yes.
Because I can lose my job. I can also lose my job today or tomorrow also too. But I hope they keep me as long as I would like to stay there until it's time for me to move on to the next phase. But my next phase will have to be my business or something that's coordinated to
that, to kind of get you started,
aligned to the business. Yep.
Like your plan. I like your plan. Question number 5. I'll start this one off. Have you ever been discriminated against at the workplace? Let me see. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I have any moments of discrimination, or maybe it wasn't blatant, to me if I was.
You know what? I don't want to say it was a discrimination in my case, but I've heard other male nurses in that field have told me and spoke to me, because like I said, once again, guys, I'm in healthcare.
Yeah.
Where when male nurses were hired, we were always put into the harder sections. And that was something that I always looked at. And I'm like, look, we all here got the same license, the same experiences. Why? Because we are males that we have to be put into the tougher situations.
Is it because, I'm not saying this, y'all, but you know how society is. Remember, I can't stand society either, y'all. I told y'all that too. Is it because society says they're big, strong men, they can handle it?
I think that's what it. I think that's what it is.
There you go.
I think that's what it is.
So that is a form of discrimination.
I think that's what it is. But
a slight form of it.
What actually helped me even better as I grew into that field, it started being more common that they were saying that male nurses were better nurses than female nurses.
Oh shit!
And I guess because when a male comes into a room or goes into a hospital or a nursing facility or what have you, their energy is not the same as a woman. Women, a lot of women, the male nurses are starting to become a thing. And back in the day, it wasn't a thing. It was always female. So when they see a male come in and he's gentle with them and kind and all that, it kind of brightens them up. Versus, the old school female nurses, they used to have like, come on in here, Ruth, we getting you ready. Versus a guy come in and he's gentle, he's nice, know. And some female patients may not like it, some do. But I know it also helped a lot when males started becoming nurses with male patients too. So it kind of worked out, but that was one of the things that kind of like made me feel a little bit more ease when they were saying, well, male nurses, they're a little more hardworking, they're more nicer, they're more gentle, and you have to be gentle because you're a man and it's in a female dominated industry. So you do have to come in a little bit more, you can't come in like a football player and jacking people up and all that. But they also, what they know is the big strong man comes in here, I'm not going to hit the floor.
Oh,
They're going to be
okay.
able to pick me up. They're going to be able to sit me right. You know, they're not going to
Mhm.
drop me and all that. So as time went on, I understood that, but I also said, look, I'm just as good enough for the hard. I'm good enough for the easy. Let's switch it off.
I like
And I
that. I
definitely
like that.
advocated. Yeah, I don't got a problem working in the hard section, but
Uh-huh.
let's switch this on and off. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Uh-huh.
And that was pretty much it. But I don't think I really experienced
I
no discrimination in the workplace. Thank God for that.
I know I've seen it, I've heard it. So, you know, I've definitely seen it. I've definitely heard stories of it through people I know and come in contact, but I really wasn't. But I will say this, at my last job, I had a supervisor that she was Caucasian or white, and she was dating outside her race. And well, actually married to a black man. So we were in the car one day doing a car ride to go to like a little lunch event, and her and my other colleague was with her, another white woman or Caucasian woman, and they were bonding over the fact that because my colleague's daughter is dating a black or is married. I'm sorry, is married to a black man, like my former supervisor was. So they made a comment, and it said something to the fact that black women give dirty looks because they're married to a black man.
Mm-hmm.
So now, was that discrimination? Mm, it could be, because why? Because I could both think y'all undercover racists underneath the scene, behind the scenes, that you may not really like black women because y'all feel that they give dirty looks, and because you're taking all the good black men away. I said, you know, for the topic to be brought up, you know, interracial dating is so common now. Who gives a fuck, really? Who
Yeah,
really
it didn't even
cares?
have to be a
It didn't have to be a
conversation.
conversation. That was fucking unprofessional. So this is a heads up for anybody. Remember, so if it's talk, we educate people, and you know, for everybody to educate and get related. If you are a white person dating outside of your race, never tell the person that you're dating race that they give you looks or dirty looks or don't like you because you're dating their race, because that does come off. It could be discriminatory in a way,
Or it could be anybody out that's dating outside of their
outside the
race.
race.
You
Thank you
know,
for that.
anybody.
Any other race dating
Because
outside
some
your race.
people are judgmental to
They're
that.
very judgmental, and that's not professional, especially at the workplace. We're talking about work, especially at the workplace. Do never say that. Never say that unless the person asks you. Then you mention that. Okay?
Yeah,
that's a code of conduct.
I don't think it's a problem if a person says, "Oh, you know, my fiance's Chinese or black or white or or wife or husband, whatever their race is." I don't think that's a problem.
That's not a problem to say.
But
what
if
did.
you are to like elaborate
that,
and say that the other race doesn't like you or something like that because of that, it could be taken in the wrong context. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're not African American, so let's say if you're Caucasian or white, think about it. Let's change of thought here, right? That's what we do on Super Talk. What if you were the only white person in the vehicle, and there was two black people, two of your black workers, your supervisor and your colleague talking? What if they say that your race, they're dating your race, but y'all don't like them because they're taking all the white people, whether the man or the woman? How would y'all feel on that end?
Yeah.
Sit with that thought. How would y'all feel? Right? That's not right. That's not right. So just think about it. I hope I made sense when I said that. It's kind of hard to explain it, but I hope I made sense when I said that. If you were the opposite race, two black people, they're dating your race, and they say that your race doesn't like them. Yeah,
doesn't like them.
Doesn't like them because you're taking all the good white men or
white women, yeah,
what have you. How would you feel? Okay, remember, we're here to educate and relate here. Sit with that. Sit deep on that. Moving on. Number 6. This is such a freaking good question. I'm so glad we're bringing this up. Do you have an ethnic looking name that makes you think your name has caused you not to get hired for a job or receive any callbacks from a job you applied to and had a successful interview and met the job qualifications? I'm going to tie this in with the other one too, because I'm going to bring up 2 topics here. And I'm going to also highlight something else too. Let me read this real quick. This number 7. Do you think your first or last name and or both have made it harder for you to get calls for a job you applied to for an interview? Okay, so I'm going to answer those 6 and 7 real quick. I'm gonna go back to number 5, the discrimination at the workplace. Let me give you some information. I'm not gonna be reading too much today, Aster. Can't be doing story time or reading time today. But Monster, which is like the search engine for jobs, really popular. They did a poll, and this was Monster Poll Workplace Discrimination, September 6, 2023. It states when it comes to the job application process, Monster's poll found that 50% of workers have experienced discrimination based on age and 40% based on race. So that means 50%, that's more people, have experienced discrimination based on their age alone, and then 40% based on race. So age trumps.
Let me jump on that real quick.
That.
It's funny you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
So my fiance is Caucasian,
Mm-hmm,
white,
mm-hmm.
and so she is she's with a manager or whatever. She runs a department, all that, whatever. And so she had mentioned to me that she was a little concerned because she didn't want it to come down on her that she hires a lot of Black people.
Ooh.
And she was saying that she was telling me some of the, some names or whatever, and she was like, well, she could tell they were Black names or whatever, but she said it's not the fact that I'm hiring them just because they're Black, because she didn't want it to be based. Well, her fiance is Black, her children are Black, and she didn't want that to be looked upon her. But she said these people had good work ethics, they had good background, they had experience or whatever. So if they're good, I'm hiring them. And that's how. And I told her, I said, it doesn't matter. But I said, she said, but we have a good variety of everybody that works at her company or whatever, which is beautiful. There's some people that are in their 70s that work
that's
there.
so good.
They have
age discrimination.
Yeah. So they have older people there. They have younger people there, people fresh out of high school, middle age, Black, different white, races, Chinese, and they celebrate everybody.
That. Cultural diversity in the workplace.
When a couple of her staffs got pulled, or family members had pulled with the whole ISIS thing and all that stuff, like they celebrated them. They sent off care packages, money, and they just treat all their people well. But I remember her just mentioning that to me, that was a thing that she was concerned that it looked as she hires a lot of Black people.
That's deep, y'all. I didn't know that. So now.
And she didn't look at it like that, but she kind of tried to look outside the box, like she does really hire a lot of Black people. But it was the fact that these people had credentials
and they qualified,
and they had the experience. And it was what it was. But that was something that kind of revised was that.
To tie in with that, what question 6 and 7? I'm going to also mention this. I'm sure y'all might have saw this. My sister, my baby sister, shout out to her. She knows who she is. She listens to the podcast. Hey, sister. I remember she had told me about an article that went viral, and this was last year, and it was on CNN. CNN had posted this, and this was July 13, 2024, and it was titled, "A Black man got a job interview after he changed the name on his resume. Now he's suing for discrimination." And this was written by Nia McLean. So there was a 27-year-old Black man. His name is Dwight Jackson. He filed an employment discrimination lawsuit against a hotel in Detroit, Michigan, due to being offered a job interview after he changed his name to John Jabrowski on his resume. The lawsuit was filed on July 3rd of last year. And between January and April of 2024, he applied to multiple positions at that hotel. Dwight had a steady employment history on his resume, and he met the qualifications. Obviously, that's why he applied for the position. So what he decided to do, like, I'm not getting no callbacks. He changed his name and employment dates, but kept the same resume. He changed the employment dates. That was very clever of him and very smart, like strategic way of thinking. And guess what, everybody? He received a call back after he changed his name to John Jabrowski. So he did that, and he was offered an interview. He couldn't even get a call back with Dwight. He was offered an interview after he made the change. So when Dwight went in for the interview, he had confronted the job interviewer and about his name being, the African American looking name or traditional African American looking name. And after the interview, he was informed that he wasn't considered a viable candidate for the position. So y'all, it happens. That's why we ask the question. Your name, ethnic looking name. And I think some Latino people, hello, hey in the house, if y'all Latino, I think y'all go through that too with y'all last name. Like for example, we have a popular one like a Lopez, Garcia, Rodriguez, names like that. The list will go on. I mean, I think some of y'all deal with that too, where y'all feel like, damn, I can't put that in. They gotta know I'm Hispanic or Latino or Latina. So those are issues in this. This is very prevalent. It still goes on to this day. Don't think it doesn't. It does. And this was a living proof right here. Also, too, this is personal experience. I had a supervisor a few years ago I worked with. She had an ethnic name, and she said, I don't know why my mother or my father named me that name. So she had to change her name to be more Americanized, y'all. She said for the job, and we had to call her that, on the job, because she said that would not get her to be hired. So this is a personal. I talked with her one-on-one about this. And then something else too. This is crazy. When you're in the Black community or African American community, my parents also have mentioned this to me and my siblings, that they named us. They wanted to make sure, and this is very ignorant, but this is so true, and I see why, and I think I'm gonna do that when I have my future baby, or if I do have a baby, if I have my future baby, that they named us names that will get us qualified to get hired for jobs. And that's sad we come to this, but this is so true, y'all, because that does impact your livelihood. It can. And getting a call back from a job or interview, it does have something to do with it. So with quote unquote giving your child a proper name so that nobody can tell if what they are, if they're Black or whatever.
It's funny you say that. I remember anybody that watched the show called Empire back in the day, and Gabby Sidibe, she played a main character on there. Y'all probably remember her from Precious.
Yeah, Gabby.
And her name on there was Becky. So I forgot who was. It might have been Lucius or Cookies. She would be Cookies' assistant or Lucius' assistant. And they was like, "Well, where's Becky?" And she's like, "I'm right here." Aww. And they're like, "You're Becky?"
See,
and she's fully African American, dark skinned, and her name was Becky. And so the first thing they was thinking that she probably was Caucasian or white because her name was Becky, but she was completely African American.
Yeah.
So that's something like that too. Sometimes African Americans or even different races, like Chinese, whatever, may have more of American name than their culture name.
But can I say something to that too?
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that. You read my mind, Bestie Radar. So I noticed when I go to the nail salons, when they have their license displayed, their name isn't the American name compared to on the salon. But why they got to do that, y'all? Because society, they won't take their ethnic looking name, so they have to make an Americanized name that's very popular.
Exactly.
So that they're at work, so this kind of ties in. They're at work. So
absolutely.
I'm glad we brought that up.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. Very, very good point.
And I want to say, like, even in my case, my government name,
yes,
I say it a certain way, but it's spelled a certain way. So the way it's spelled, people think it's a female.
Oh, yeah.
They think it's a female's name.
But then if you abbreviate it the other way, I'm not going to say it, if you abbreviate it the other way, is it a Black looking name? Be honest.
I don't know any Caucasians that have that name. Yeah, or white or Spanish, or any other races that have that name. It's always
abbreviates it.
A lot of African American Black people have that name or is similar to that name, but no other races have it.
See?
But when I say it the way my parents actually, I say it differently. But the way what my parents named me, in any jobs I've had, and when they'll say it the way that it's actually spelled. But it would they would think that they're hiring a female until they meet me, because the way it's spelled and how it's pronounced. But I say it the opposite way. I'll say it the opposite way, but still spell it the correct way.
Yes,
and they're like, "Well, your name is this." No, my name is that. Just that letter. It's just extra. I would say to be funny.
It's a silent.
It's silent.
It's silent. You gotta say it's silent. It's silent.
It's silent. I always do that. I go through that, but that might be the reason why I've gotten some jobs, and then I had some jobs that kind of said it the way I said, which is cool, and then I had other people that say it total opposite, but it's similar. It's
I know
okay.
too.
It's
I know
okay.
too.
Whatever works. But yeah.
Yes.
So the name thing is kind of a funny thing. Yeah. Because there's nobody, I don't know anybody that actually has my actual name the way it's spelled. I don't know no other male that has my actual name that is spelled the way that it is.
Yep.
But it's the way that I say it, but it's the actual. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh shit. We can't speak because y'all know already. SeVen and I are Black African American. But question number 8. This is for you all. Again, please leave any feedback wherever, or comment feedback wherever you're listening from. Or you can always email us at sofatawk@gmail.com, SOFATAWK @gmail.com, or on the website sofatalk, SOFATAWK.com, to answer this next question if you are part of this group I'm about to mention. Are you a Caucasian or white person with an ethnic name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to give examples here. Y'all know the names I'm talking about. Those quote unquote African American looking names. And when the interviewers saw you in person, they seemed shocked that you were of a different ethnicity. Remember we said, remember, they don't have to verbally tell you. You can sense their body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, or a shock of look. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see him there with that kind of name. You know, let us know. We can't answer this question. Let us know. Female, male, it doesn't matter. Let us know. Have you been in that predicament where you were misjudged based on your name alone? That's a good question. I would love to have gotten some responses from that. Very good question. Here's the last one. After applying for a job, do you fill out those surveys or questionnaires that asks about your race, if you're Hispanic or not, your age, gender, sexual orientation, veterans or disability status, and there were some other things too, and the list goes on. I'll just put it like that. Do you think those surveys or questionnaires are important things to know, or do they do more harm than good? And I'm gonna tell you one thing. Let me tell you my personal experience when I was doing this. I honestly feel like, what the fuck you need to know about that for?
Yeah, that's none of their business.
I'm applying for a job. What do you need to know that for? What do you need to fucking know that for? What the fuck you got to know that for? That's the question I have right there. And then I saw something one day when I was applying for a job. It said something about, what did it say? Over 40. I was in my late 30s at the time I was applying for a job, and it said something about being over 40. I said, I'm about to be 40. 40 is not even that old, so they're about to do age discrimination against me too.
Oh, what about credit checks? What about that shit?
Yeah,
they check your credit for your job.
Like what is really good? Those do more harm, but they say, oh, we want to make sure we're doing equal practices and hiring everybody with disabilities and differences, this, that, and the third. And then there was one point of the job I applied to, and it said my sexual orientation, would identify as. I feel like putting down homosexual, because will I get a job if I put that down instead of putting heterosexual? Like, it's just like, it's too much going on. It's just it's too much. I think it does more harm than it does good. I was told it doesn't, but I think it does, and I think it could have a drawback in you not getting employed, not even getting a phone call for an interview, or having your resume dismissed because of those things they ask. I don't care. I think they use that to their advantage, and they be sneaky about it. I don't care what nobody says.
For sure.
I don't care. And if you agree, leave a comment wherever you're listening. But this was a very good topic, y'all. I enjoyed this. I wish I could have went in a little bit more with the work, but I'm drawing blanks right now for some reason. I don't know what. But maybe that's good. Y'all got the tame version of me. So maybe that's good, because y'all know how I feel about these jobs. And it might come out more in the podcast. I might keep on going off and off. Certain topics come up and things like that. You might hear it.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie though. There's been a couple times I put white on Caucasian or white on my application.
Just like he had to do his resume. Just like how White had to do his resume to see when you get a freaking call. And I'm thinking about doing that too if I have to go back in the job force. I'm trying not to. But if I had to, I'm thinking about doing that.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I might do it. Yep. I might do that too. It's true. So we are wrapping up now.
Wrapping it up, guys.
It's not that long today. That's kind of fast. That's a record for us.
All right, guys. I want to thank all of you for following us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And even to the people that are not even following us or anything, just come across the page or look at it or just view it. We thank you. We give you all thanks for just tuning in and listening and
Mhm.
even liking some of our posts
Mhm.
and memes that we post on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Mhm.
We really want to thank you all.
Thank you. And follow us too if you're not. If you want to follow us too.
Yeah, follow
We'll
us.
take followers. Thank you. um, as you know, we're going to keep on mentioning this because we're proud of this. We have our own website now. You can go to sofatalk, SOFATAWK.com. And thank you for listening to our episode. Work, work, work. Are you facing a dilemma or issue and you need advice from SeVen and I? Feel free to write to the Dear Sofa Talk letter at sofatalk, SOFATAWK, at gmail.com. And we can see how we can help you, SeVen and I.
Mm-hmm.
So please, I know y'all have something going on. Don't be afraid. We'll keep you anonymous. We'll read the story. We'll keep you anonymous. We'll read it on air, and you might get some help from outside people as well. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Um, Also, too, in honor of Alopecia Awareness Month in September, we have a bonus episode titled Hair Loss, Not Self Worth that will air on September the 28th. We will be speaking with a hair loss specialist. Please subscribe, like, follow, share, comment, or leave a review wherever you're listening. We are available on multiple podcast directories. We're everywhere. Remember, the talk will have you talking on the sofa. Goodbye. Until next time.